I love doing the end of season review. Stay tuned! Welcome back, guys, to part 16 of Building a Legacy. We are here at Atalanta, our second club, and today we're going to go over our end of season review, the third one we have done. Before that, we'll have a look at the fixtures we've gone through since you were last with us. So we were going to come back for the last two games of the season after the loss in the final of the Italian Cup. But we got to the Udinese game, and after drawing 0-0, we had finished up in the final position of the league where we were going to be. We'd already secured third spot. So there wasn't really much point to come back. There weren't nothing to really play for. So I thought we'd just jump straight to the end of season review, meaning we can get on with the next lot of games next season. So as you can see from what happened, we then followed the loss with a draw against Inter in the league. We then beat Juventus 1-0. Esposito grabbing a 91st minute winner for us there. That was massive. Juventus leading the league at that point. Didn't really expect to get anything from them, but we done what we needed to do. We then went on a nice run in May, winning 4 of the 6 games we played and drawing the other 2, meaning we remain unbeaten in the league since I took over as manager of Atalanta. So the end of season looks like that. We were runners-up in the Italian Cup, and if you have a look at the league, third place in the league, 74 points out of 38 games, just 4 defeats, the least in the league, and all 4 of them come before I took over. So I am really looking forward to next season. I really think we can give it a bash at possibly overturning Juventus' dominance at the top of this league. So we'll jump straight on to the end of season review and see what we've got to say about it. So, Atalanta end of season review 22 to 23 season. So the first thing we start with is the new arrivals. So some of these came in when I was here, some of them came in as new arrivals that were already brought in before I signed. We'll run through them from appearance wise downwards. This is how we always do our new arrivals. So the first new arrival was Christian Romero coming in from Juventus for 14.6 million. He came in before I joined. He got a B- rating from the board. He started 37 times, got 1 goal with a 7.21 average rating at centre-back for us. He become an integral part of my team, and I can see him being there for a few years to come. Definitely be one of my centre-back pairing next year. Just 25, so got plenty of time in him. The next signing to make the most appearances was Sebastiano Esposito. Now, this was the lad that I did bring in. I decided we needed a striker in January. He came in from £26 million from Inter Milan. He made 25 starts, 15 goals, 4 assists, and a 7.08 average rating. We got a C+ rating from the board for that. I'm not really sure what else we could have done to make that a better deal, so I'm not sure why it's only a C+. The next player in was Jesus Vallejo from Real Madrid for 5.12 million. He's played 13 times this season. He's a player that I don't think I'm going to use too much. I think he'll make a decent backup centre-back for us next season. So in the 13 games he played, he had a 6.96 average rating. I've been using him as backup to Romero, to be honest with you. An A+ rating from the board though, mainly because of the talent he is and the small amount the previous manager paid for him. Now, Verlinden came in from Stoke for 15 million. This was a signing of mine. 11 starts, 10 off the bench. He's had 2 goals and 2 assists in that time with a 7.01 rating. You can see what a utility player I've used him as, bringing him off the bench a lot. So I do see him as a player that's going to be here for a couple of years. The board, however, gave us an E rating for it. and it's because of the wage that Verlinden is being paid. I don't think it's a great deal. He's only on 24,000 a week, and they're moaning about his wages. Oh well. The next player to come in was Hepburn Murphy. He came in from Paphos, 1.57 million. He played 10 times and scored 2 goals. Weren't in my plans really. Used him at the very start when I come in, but as soon as I got Esportito in, there was no real chance for him. Same can be said for Petrovic. He came in from Barcelona for 13 million. 8 starts, 4 goals, 6.78 rating. Again, another player that it wasn't me who signed, it was a previous manager. Did get a B+ rating from the board though. We've then got Escobar, Jordi Escobar, coming in from Almera. 23 million we paid for him. 8 starts, 8 off the bench. He's got 4 goals from that, 6.93 rating. I see this lad as a potential player that's going to shock the system, so to speak. When I went out and signed him, there was no one about that looked anywhere near him. You can have a quick look at it, what his attributes look like at the moment. So at just 21, he's already looking like he's got a seasoned inverted winger sort of look about him. Mentals could be a little bit better, I suppose, but we'll work on that. The next player in was Boubacar Kamara, in from Marseille for just under 20 million. He's only made 6 starts, but he has made 7 appearances from the bench and got 2 assists in that time. It's a C+ rated from the board, and he also has a 3.5 star potential, so he's still got a bit of potential to fulfill in that deep line midfielder role. There then is a couple of other that have been brought in. None of them have been my signings. None of them have really been appearing at all, so we haven't really got to go over him. Probably the best one was Balakovic. He did play a few games at wing-back when we needed the backup there. So just a 6.97 average rating for him. Transfers out, we're only going to look at the players that we got rid of. So the players that we let go was Gomez on a free. Board gave us a C- for that, so they weren't overly happy about that. In 5 appearances and 9 off the bench for Porto, he's got 2 goals and 4 assists. We also... Where is he? I'm going to try and find him now. Who else did we let go to? Niang, that's the other player we let go. 13.25 million we let him go for. He's made 16 starts, got 6 goals, no assists for Brighton, who we let him go to. We've had a C rating for that. So if we have a quick look through the season's results. So how it unfolded for the league, we had qualified for the Euro Cup 2 as a board expectation. That was at the start of the season, before I came in. I came in at 11 games played and Atalanta sitting in 17th, and we agreed that mid-table would be enough. I've got them 3rd position, a Champions League spot. We will be competing in the Champions League next season. We cannot wait. Stadium attendance has been 84% capacity, and Esportito has got 16 goals in the league, making him top scorer for us in the league. We've had a B- from the board for this campaign, and we've already gone over the league, 74 points, but only 4 points off the top, and most of them drop points were before I turned up. I really think a couple of positions strengthened correctly in the summer will see us get right on Juventus's tails, if not, possibly win the league. So the season started out like this. It's terrible. We've got a draw, loss, draw, draw, draw. Then they got a win, draw, loss, draw, 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 loss, loss. And then I think that was about where I came in. Yeah, Bologna, the first game I came in for. And yeah, it just completely turned around. Win, win, draw, win, win, draw, win, draw. And then a whole host of wins all the way down to playing Inter Milan where we drew 0-0 before going on another little winning run. Couple of draws against Sassuolo and Udinese before winning the last 2 games of the season to finish up in 3rd place. We have been so impressive there. Italian Cup, we were expected to reach the quarter-final. We finished runners-up. We were fantastic in this competition as well. You look at some of the sides that we put out. We've got Inter Milan, we knocked out on penalties there, beat AC Milan 2-0. We then knocked Juventus out over 2 legs in the semis before being beaten by Lazio in that live final we done. Shame we went down to Lazio there. It's our only defeat as Atalanta manager at the moment. But yeah, runners up in the cup, you can't moan at that. So the moments to remember this season was the 4-0 win against Bologna, our first game in charge. That is the point where the fans met me for the first time and realised it's not all going to be heartache this season. So match to remember, Milan versus Atalanta, 2-0 in the Italian Cup. Probably the first time we looked like we were actually competitive with some of the bigger teams in the league. And goal of the season was Felipe Anderson against Roma. I wonder if we can bring that goal up. Just bring up the goal here so you can see it. So 66th minute. And this is what it looked like. So Felipe Anderson takes it in our own half. He's run past one, won't run past two. And he's took a shot from 30 plus yards into the top corner. A fantastic right-footed effort there from Felipe Anderson. And that gave us a 3-0 dominant lead over Roma. Beautiful. On to the finances. The club reputation has stayed at a 4-star continental reputation. Unfortunately, the annual revenue has dropped in nearly it has dropped in every department. A lot of that's got to be said for the way the club was being run before I turned up. Hopefully, this can all go green next season with Champions League football being thrown in. Merchandise, 2.34 million of merchandise was sold and 12,659 shirts, with Felipe Anderson selling the most shirts. Ramo's in there, Pasalic, Under and Petrovic. I'm surprised he's in there. He only played 5 times. If we have a look at how we lined up this season, we played the 4-3-3 with the Wylab ball. We had Magnan in goal, Risha at left back. We've got Palomino and Romero as the centre backs and Zorte out wide. We had Kamara, Presina and Pasalic have been named as the best midfield 3. Although Kamara didn't play as many games as what Ramo did. Ramo would usually take that position. And then up front, we've got Felipe Anderson, we've got Under and Esportito. For me, key to this team this season was Under and Esportito. Both of them creating and scoring plenty of goals this season. So you can see Esportito 15 goals, Under 13 assists. The back line was fairly good as well. Magnan kept a whole host of clean sheets. Definitely a player I'll be keeping next season. We have got Palomino, I believe is leaving at the end of this season. He is now 33. He's agreed to go to China, probably for that one big payday. Possibly Felipe Anderson may be on his way out this season. I'm trying to get rid of the 30-year-olds now and start bringing in some younger players. We'll have to look into that. Right, the accolades. So, there's no accolades for me this season. As far as club awards go, Under was the fans player of the season. Zorte was the young player of the season. Can't argue with either of them really. Signing of the season is Verlinden, even though we only got an E from the board for him. Goal of the season, which we've seen, was Felipe Anderson. We've got top scorer, Sebastiano Esportito, and he got 16 goals. Under got 11 assists. You've got Under with Man of the Match awards, 8 Man of the Match awards, and he also had the best average rating of a 7.3. Record breakers this season, so we've got Mike Magnan, 22 clean sheets this season, that's a new record. You've got Under with 8 Player of the Match awards, that's also a new record. Felipe Anderson got the fastest goal with 16 seconds on the clock. So if we have a quick look at what the overall best 11 looks like now, any players that have joined in. So Zorter has joined into the new overall best 11. Pessinia has also joined into the overall best 11. So Only a couple of the players joining in at the moment. We have got time to add to that. So Magnan's in there, Christian Romero's in there, Zorte's in there, Risha's in there. Gomez we sold off this season. And on the bench, I'm just having a quick look. Ramo played this year, Pasalic played this year. We got rid of Niang this year. So there's a few of the players that have appeared this year in the overall best 11 at the moment. So we've got a quick seasonal performance analyst report here. You've got Atalanta's average to the Serie A average. We've outdone them everywhere on that. That's awesome. And then if you look at the XG, 1.6 goals per game we're expected to score. XG is 53.8 and we've scored 59 goals. Expected points, 61.6. We've got 74. And expected finish was 4th. We got 3rd. So we've beat all of the expected as well. That is a really... I love that graph. That's fantastic to look at. So Under has been named Italian Serie A Player of the Year. I can't deny that. He's been fantastic since I've come in. I'm going to go in, put my arm around him. Congratulations. We're going to end it at that. Goal of the season was that Felipe Anderson one that I just showed you. We'll congratulate Felipe Anderson on that as well. So, Italian Serie A Manager of the Year shortlist has been announced. Who is on the shortlist? Let's vote and find out. I'm on the shortlist. What's win percentage like? We're top for win percentage out of 25 games. I'm not really sure who to vote for here. Let's just vote for Ivan Piazza. They did win the league. Otherwise, I'd be voting for myself. So now I guess would be a good time to look at what players we want to keep, where we need to improve next season, and who we can get rid of. So what we'll do is go through this page here. This is my end of season setup. See who's done what, who's performing, who's not performing, and who's ready for the chop. So first off, we need to know ages. Anyone over the age of 30 is going, unless they have made a massive impact this year. So that is all these four. Palomino, Ramo, Felipe Anderson and Malinowski. So let's scroll across and see how they performed this year. Average rating for Palomino was a 7.15, 40 appearances. He is a central defender. Quick look at his attributes in that central defender role. He's a pretty good defender as well. Might struggle to replace him. However, he has already made his move to Al Hilal. He's going there for about 6 million, I think we've agreed with. So there's nothing we can do about that. So he's gone. Ramo is the next one. He's 31. His attributes in the position he's been playing, which is a volante. Finishing could be better. He's pretty bang average with most of them. His work rate's well up there. His stamina's well up there. But I'd say he's pretty bang average, to be honest with you. If we can get somewhere near 15 million for him, I think we could bring in a nice young replacement for him. We've already got Kamara ready to step in at that position. And then we could look at getting someone else in. Newcastle and Seville both want him. So the likeness is Ramo will be out. The next player is Felipe Anderson. This guy has been really good for us, although his rating doesn't say it. If we go across to his midfield ability, passes completed per 90 minutes, 22.97, 76% pass. Maybe he's not quite as good as I thought he was. He creates half a chance a game. He's got 6 assists and 7 goals. He was expected 6.85 goals, so he's around about the right mark. 2.1 goals a game. If we put him up as a inside forward on attack. So that position, I mean, he is a very good player in that position. His anticipation composure could be a bit better. At 30 though, are we about ready to see the back of him? The player that will be coming in would be Jordi Escobar, plus a player that we bring in. And he's got that 4.5 star potential. Inside forward on attack. His anticipation and flair is really bad, and his long shots. I think we'll be letting Felipe Anderson go as well. Malinovsky, he has been a backup to Pasalic anyway, so I'm not going to have any problems letting him go. Has he got anyone after him? He is wanted as well, and he's listed. Fiorentina want him. 12.5 million we've got him listed for. Maybe be able to take a bit more than that, to be honest with you. So let's have a look at potential now. The player's lacking potential. So if this player has only got 2-star potential, Balkovic, 3.1 million we could potentially get back on him. I suppose he's a decent backup left back if we're going to keep Rika there. Possibly see him leaving then. Verlinden, we only brought him in January. So likeness is I'll be keeping him because I don't want to get rid of one of my own players. He's a fairly decent backup on that right hand side. His counterpart is Under at 25. The way he's played this season, I think he will definitely be staying. He's been an absolute fantastic player on that left hand side. I think you could say for definite Under will definitely be in the side next year. I mean, I'm just scrolling through these. There's no one else that really stands out as a terrible player. Let's jump on to the team report. Assistant report. Oh, squad depth, that's what we want. So this is what the team looks like at the moment. We've got rid of everyone that we don't feel is good enough to play in the position. And we've left the players that are good enough to play in the position. Just swap that over. So we need a right back, a centre back, a left back. Midfield seems okay. We need a central midfielder to play back up to Pasalic. We need a left midfielder to either be better than Escobar or play back up to him. So quite a few players we need. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players we need. And if I can make a centre back a star signing and a left wing. So my 2 star signings have got to be a centre back and a left winger. We've got 42 million to do that with and 146,000 in the bank for wages. Well, I guess you'll have to come back for the transfer review to see what deals we make. For now, guys, we'll leave it there. I'll definitely be stopping with Atalanta for next year. I really do think that we can bring something special to this club, make them a couple of signings we just spoke about. I've got no one in the pipeline yet, so don't worry about that. You'll be joining us for the start of August. Once the transfers have been made, we'll do a mini transfer review and cover the first game of the season. If you've enjoyed that, please don't forget to leave us a great big thumbs up. If you haven't already, bash that subscribe button. For now, I'll see you again soon.